Hey guys, it's Mrs. Flores. I wanted to do a couple problems from the worksheets for you to help you out and show you how to do these problems just in case you didn't understand from the other videos. So I'm going to do number 9 and number 14 and then number 19. So here's number 9. M squared plus 7 equals 88. We know this is quadratic because it's squared. Linear would not have any exponents. So what we need to do if we're going to use the square root property is to get the m squared by itself. So to do that, I'm going to subtract 7 from both sides of the equation. So that makes this turn into 0. So I have m squared equals 81. Now to undo something that's squared, we can take the square root because they're opposites of each other. So if we take the square root of both sides, the equation stays equal. This side, the square and the square root cancel each other out. So I have m equals, here the square root of 81 can either be 9 or negative 9. So the way we write that is plus or minus 9. So that's the final answer for number 9. Let's take a look at number 14. So number 14 also is quadratic. This one we have something being multiplied by the something being squared. So to get rid of that, I'm going to undo that by dividing both sides by 16. So that leaves me with n squared on the left. But the thing about this problem is if I divide this, I'm going to have an ugly decimal. So if I just leave this, I can take the square root of both of those numbers because they're perfect square numbers, and I will have a nice, neat fraction. So now I'm going to take the square root of both sides. On the left side, that cancels out the radical and the squared, and I'm left with n. On the right side, I can break it up into the numerator and the square root of the denominator. So now I just have to simplify the radicals. So the square root of 49 is 7. And the square root of 16 is 4. So n equals 7 over 4, and I don't need to simplify it any further. The last problem I wanted to do was to help you with number 19. So again, we need to isolate the m squared, or the term that's being squared. So we're going to subtract the 10 from both sides first. So I have 2m squared on the left equals 200 on the right. I still don't have the m squared all by itself, so I'm going to divide both sides by 2. So I'm left with m squared equals 100. Now I can use my square root property and take the square root of both sides. So I have m equals, the square root of this is 10, but the other possible answer is negative 10. So we're going to write it like that to show that it's plus or minus 10. And that's my final answer for number 19. Good luck, guys. Email me if you have any other questions.